Oh my god, dude. 200 subscribers. Oh, let me turn on my mic. 200 subscribers is wild. Oh my god. Dude, let's go. Let's go. Wow, dude, thank you guys so much for the support. It really means a lot. Especially because like, and believe me when I say this, when I first started, just posting on YouTube, I never really thought that I was gonna get 200 subscribers. Like, I actually just started posting on YouTube. Whoever watches watches. If it blows up, if it doesn't, whatever. Um, and I kind of just been for somewhat I've been consistent, not really, kind of been off and on, but for the most part, for the past couple of weeks, I've been pretty consistent of posting, and the fact that we actually reached 200 subscribers is crazy. Again, thank you guys so much. It's absolutely it's crazy. It's crazy to even think about. Um, and yeah, again, thank you guys for the tremendous support. Thank you guys for blowing up this video as well. And some of my other videos I have posted the past two couple of days have been going pretty nicely as well. This one's sitting at around 700 views, and this one we just passed 400 views. What was that? What the? Sorry, I'm tripping. Again, thank you guys so much for the support. Absolutely wild. Thank you guys so much. Even though 200 is not like a crazy big number, again, just for me telling you, believe me when I say this, I never really thought, I would actually reach like a 200 mark with the subscribers, right? I kind of just been posting just for fun, and the fact that we actually got 200 subscribers is absolutely crazy. I had a year-end goal of reaching 300 subscribers. I had that on my goal list for 2025, followed along with some other trading goal stuff. And we're almost close. I told my friends, like, if I could reach 300, that'd be crazy. And me thinking 300 would be like, I'm pushing it. Like, that's a little bit too much. Like, I should probably lower it to 200, right? But the fact that we're 100 away is absolutely crazy. Again, thank you guys so much for the tremendous support. I appreciate it. And yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying the journey. So let's jump into today. First of all, if you made money today, congratulations. If you didn't make money, ended off on the red, that's okay. It was definitely a harder trading day, especially with some bigger red folder news coming on Wednesday with FOMC minutes. I'm pretty sure. And yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into the trade recap. Again, if you don't follow me on Twitter, go ahead, link in the description. I took two trades, and I'm gonna talk about why it was a rough day mentally. But end of the day, break even. First trade could have worked if I had a bigger stop loss. And honestly, yeah, the first trade could have worked if I had a bigger stop loss. But I was playing defense just because we had some news, and I'm just gonna go into in depth of all of that, or like my train of thought during that. And I had the right bias for the most part, as you can see. We're kind of just shooting up. And that second trade, I still took it to the upside. I again, it was just a mental battle, and I'm gonna go ahead and talk about that. But I ended the day break even with around $10 in profit. It's whatever. I'm not gonna spend all my energy on a Monday. We have the entire week ahead of us, so I'm just gonna take my $10. And yeah, $10 could feed that's like an in and out combo now. Or actually, I think in and out rose their prices, so that might not even be a number one combo at in and out. But anyways, going into today, I really wanted to see this hourly high taken on NQ, and the reason for that was just because on the higher time frame, obviously, as you can see, we do have a 1 hour for rally gap here being bounced off of, but we also had this 1 hour here that we're kind of just going back and forth. But I went ahead and looked at the 5 minute, and I think I trusted my gut, and I was like, okay, we're probably going to inverse this 1 minute here, just because on the lower time frame, on the 5 minute, we're holding some bullish structure. And I was right. It was definitely bullish structure, and price ended up just ripping. So technically, if you entered here even before pre-market and you were having a bullish bias, you could have honestly entered like something here, stop loss at this low, and then you would have had a crazy morning. You would have had a morning of 180 points. But I don't trade pre-market, but that's pretty much what I had for this, and I really wanted to see this hourly high. So I just had a bullish bias for the most part. Um, so today was a mental day in the fact that I really wanted this high, but there was also news at 7 a.m. There was news at 7 a.m. And initially, what made me take this inverse for value gap here, this is just really good solid momentum, and I really wanted this momentum to carry forth and probably just take out this high. But normally, I would have had a wider stop loss, but the fact that we had news coming up in around like 5-10 minutes or so, I was not taking any chances of just getting one of those crazy candles where it's just like it just dumps, right? And then or like whatever direction, right? It just dumps. Obviously, if it dumped my direction, that would have been perfect. But if it dumped against me, and I had like a crazy stop loss here for like a 1-to-1, I did not want to do that. So I had a tighter stop loss. I was kind of just playing defense, right? I was playing defense, and this is where it was a battle mentally during this trade. Normally, I do not trade before or after news. I kind of wait a bit, but I really like this setup here, and I was kind of just going against like my trading morals or morale or whatever of just not like my trading rules of just not trading within like a time period where red food or news is, right? So I think I handled it okay in terms of kind of just playing a little bit more defense and having a tighter stop loss, just because I wasn't really trying to. It was a gamble, I guess. Um, like a lot of times during red folder news, price just like dumps one direction or something. I was kind of hoping for this momentum to carry and kind of just hoping for this dump, or not this dump, this expansion move to the upside to take out this hourly high. But I really did not want to see us just dump lower here, right? So that's why I had a tighter stop loss. Normally I would have had a little bit bigger stop loss, but that's why I had a tighter stop loss. Um, and with that, so this stopped me out. I was down a decent amount. And then looking ahead, I was like, okay, so this stopped me out, right? And we're pretty close to news. At this point, we're around 6 minutes away from news. But I still really like the fact that we're still bouncing off of this 5 minute. We also have here, let me go ahead and delete this as well. We do have this 5 minute order block sitting right over here, and we kept bouncing off of it, right? So my bullish bias was still playing out. And I just go ahead and look on the 1 minute. And on the 1 minute, we're still respecting or bouncing off of this 1 minute inversion here, I guess. 1 minute inversion, BPR, whatever you call it. It lines up with this candle here at 6:43 a.m. So I was like, okay. Now this is where it was a mental battle. Now I could have called it a day, taken my loss, or I could have trusted my gut and said, okay, no, this hourly high still looks really attractive, right? Like I still want this hourly high to get taken. Like I have a lot of confidences, the bigger time frame, and I'm zooming in, and then the 5 minutes confirming it a little bit, and then this 1 minute is confirming it as well. But again, we are 5 minutes away from news, and I just really wasn't. At this point, I was like, okay, you know what? I am going to trust my gut. I'm gonna have a stop loss down to this low. Hopefully, we don't just get a big candle that just dumps, right? Like one of those crazy candles that happens right before news. So I went ahead, it was a battle. Like in my head, there was like two voices saying, just take the loss, go again tomorrow, right? You have the rest of the week to trade. And then another voice was telling me, like this was my gut telling me, like I have all the confidences, this hourly high. I'm like 80% sure that we want to take out this hourly high before anything, before maybe continuing to go higher or seeking lower prices, maybe to take out all of this resting engineered lows sitting down over here. And again, it was a crazy mental battle because I was just sitting here and I was like, okay, this looks really good. This could be the move to the upside. But the thing is, 5 minutes away from news. So again, it was just a huge mental battle. But I said, I said no risk, no Rari, right? So I went ahead, took it off of this retracement back here, and price ended up actually just going and ended up taking out this high, and I actually made all the money back here and $10, right? So it was a tough morning. It was definitely a tough morning. Normally I do not trade within the time period of like red folder news, but the fact that I everything looked pretty good to me actually. Like even this I really hoped. Well, I was really hoping for this move right here, this expansion candle, to just carry forward and just take out the high, and that would have been a one and done very early off, like 15 minutes off New York AM session open. But that didn't happen, right? If anything, I should have actually, yeah, I should have basically done break even. Now that I think about it, I should have done break even here, and then, so this wouldn't have been a loss, right? I should have done break even. Now that I think about it, um, yeah, I think break even would have been definitely a better defensive move compared to just having a tighter stop loss here, right? And then I could have re-entered and I basically would have been up for the day. But it's okay. It's whatever, right? I'll take what I can get. We're up $10. It's whatever. So yeah, it was a pretty huge mental battle during the morning, just because I was just like fighting like what are my training rules, and then I was just kind of just fighting my gut, right? And there's those two voices in my head were just like arguing with each other, and I'm just like, okay, you know what? Let's trust my gut. Everything looks really solid to me. This could just be a retracement. The hourly is lining up. The 5 minutes lining up. This hourly high, it's literally hasn't gotten touched, and also this hourly high is let me see. Yeah. So this hourly high is also very attractive only as well, just because there is a fair value gap here, and this high went all the way up and then came back down. So it never closed above it. So this high was super attractive to me. Like I really wanted to see this high getting taken. And it did, right? We had a pretty good move up to the upside again. So I really just trusted my bias on this and was like, you know what, let's go ahead and do this. And it ended working out, right? So we ended the day break even, and that's when I called it quits. We have the rest of the week. We have some big folder news on Wednesday, so I was like, I'm gonna just save my energy for the other trading days. There's not really why I should be spending so much time on the charts on a Monday, right? But again, if you look at it, we actually ended up coming back to this inversion right here. We ended up kind of just retracing back into it, and we have we have an inversion right here as well. You get a kind of decent close here, and I guess you could have entered here. You could have taken partials, and if you're just really bullish, you would have never have gotten stopped at break even. This would have been 147 points. But at this time, I had logged off the charts. There was literally no point in for me for just I took my two trades. There was no point in for me to continue just looking at the charts unless I wanted a forward test. But it was whatever. But that's pretty much it, guys. Again, if you guys had a rough morning, or just didn't trade today, I wouldn't argue with that, right? This is just really just weird price action. And the move higher was just really awkward as well. Like, look at this, right? Like the move higher is just there's barely any 1 minute fair value gaps here, right? So you stayed cash. It's a good move on you. If you're ending the day red, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Just shake it off. Just make sure what you did wrong. And if you're break even, that's good stuff, right? If you're break even, you called it a day. That's good discipline, right? And yeah, so again, appreciate you guys so much for 200 subscribers, man. That's absolutely crazy. Um, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace. Enjoy your guys' Monday.